If you have yet to come to Naples for a visit, you may be surprised when you get here just how many of our communities are gated. I know I was surprised. I came from a rural part of New Jersey, where there were a lot of country roads, a lot of small towns, a few defined communities that had an entry sign that defined their name, but there were no gates, at least in the 80s and 90s when I was growing up there. Here in Naples, that's a completely different story. As you drive around, it will feel as if nearly every community is tucked away behind gates. It doesn't make it easy to simply drive around and explore communities at your leisure. You either have to know someone who lives in the community that can put your name at the gate for entry, or you have to be with a realtor to gain access. So what's the attraction of a gated community? For some, it's a sense of security. For others, it's simply a novelty, until that novelty wears off. And still for others, it's a prestige thing. No matter your reason, what you need to know is that not all gated communities are created equal. Here are some key differences to know about. First, real quick, I'm Alysia Shivers. I'm your go-to Naples, Florida real estate agent. I've been servicing the areas of Naples, Bonita Springs, and Estero for the last 13 years, and I'd be honored to help you meet your real estate needs here in Southwest Florida. Feel free to call, text, email. All of my information is below. Okay, so let's get back into what makes these gated communities so different. Some of these communities have automatic gates, meaning there's no guard at the gate. There is simply a key box. You as a resident will have some sort of barcode or fob in or on your vehicle that will automatically open the gate upon your arrival. But for your guests, service people, and even deliveries, those folks are going to need to scroll through the directory on the key box itself, find your name. When they do find your name, they're going to press your name. It's going to initiate a phone call to you, and you will in turn give access to the gate. Some gated communities have gotten a little more sophisticated these days. They now have a virtual call box that is monitored by an off-site security company. The off-site security company can in turn see your guest, service person, or delivery person through a camera, and they can obtain their information when they insert their driver's license into the machine. The general complaint about these types of call boxes is that either the security person might be difficult to hear, the person who's waiting at the gate doesn't understand the process, it could take a while to locate your name in the directory. All of this can cause a backup at the gate. Another complaint is that some residents just simply give out a code to their friends or family members or service people, and this can easily compromise the aspect of security. I know one community in Bonita specifically that changes the code each week, so that resident has to call the management company each week to get the new code. And the final complaint about these types of gated communities is just how often the gates themselves are broken. Sometimes people hit them accidentally. Other times they hit them when they're opening, which causes the system to go down for a period of time. Another type of gated community is where there's actually a guard at the gate. Typically there is a separate lane for residents to enter. Again, those residents would either have a barcode on their car or some sort of fob that would automatically open the gates upon their arrival. But for guests, service people, and deliveries, they would have to stop at the guardhouse, give their information, give the residents information that they're going to. That guard would check, make sure that they are able to get access to the community, and in turn open the gate for them. Typically here in Naples, the guards at the gates are professionals. But that does add to your cost of living within a guard-gated community. The more homes you have in a community, the more that cost is spread out amongst the residents. Also, in case it's important to you, you may want to ask if the guardhouse is manned 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Sometimes it's just manned during the day and it reverts to an automatic gate system overnight. There is another level up in the guard-gated community. Some add another level of protection called roving patrols. In this case, the community or the security company provides the guards with an extra vehicle so they can occasionally circle the neighborhood as an extra set of eyes for an extra level of security. The guards drive around and look for anything suspicious or anything out of place. Also, in a guard-gated community, if you notice some abnormal activity or you experience some criminal activity at your home, in addition to calling 911, you would also contact the guard gatehouse to alert them. And if you happen to not be in residence at the time, the guard will come out to your house and just check the property to make sure everything is okay, because it could be just something as simple as your alarm was accidentally triggered. or malfunctioned. So I think the ultimate question is a gated community for you? And if you do decide that gates are your preference, you'll have to also decide which type of gated community you prefer. Happy house hunting!